Huge ovation as he walked out on the field.
Very popular Kevin Pillar. He is back in center field. R.A. Dickey and the Blue Jays have taken the field. The first meeting of the season between these two ball clubs. The Angels will run out this lineup tonight. Cole Calhoun in right, Mike Trout at center, Albert Pujols at DH, C.J. Cron in the familiar cleanup spot and at first base. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, Nick Buss in left, Caleb Coward at third baseman. Carlos Perez is behind the plate with Pennington. Gets a start tonight at second base, and he will bat ninth as they take on the 41-year-old right-hander native of Nashville, Tennessee. His name is Robert Allen Dickey. He is known as R.A.
R.A. Dickey is a guy that throws 8 ton of knuckleballs. He will throw a pretty firm, hard knuckleball also. 8 and 13 so far this season. My go-tos to be successful against Dickey today is read those seams. You'll be able to tell when a knuckleball coming, no rotation of the seams at all, and catch that knuckle out front. In other words, don't let that drop down around knee level. Catch it upper part of the strike zone and square it up.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Blue Jays tonight. Upton, Pillar, Saunders in the outfield from left to right. It's Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Barney, and Encarnacion from third to first, and Tolley behind the plate.
Speaking of Pillar, the plays he's been able to make this entire season. You're talking about able to go right, left, back on the baseball so well. Attended Cal State Dominguez Hills, also played at Chaminade High School in the San Fernando Valley. And West Hills, a fearless outfitter. We talked about how he goes to his left, to his right, diving, continually will put that body in harm's way. And then the dead center field against the wall, slams into the wall for Kevin Pillar. Last year, the Wilson Defensive Player of the Year. Fearless, very good throwing arm also. 5 outfield assists for Kevin Pillar. Charges the ball exceptionally well.
Do you ever think that he would be this type of a player at the major league level?
I knew he was a good athlete, but I didn't think he'd be this good. I thought he'd settle into maybe a 4th outfielder, but done an outstanding job as a starting center fielder for a team loaded with a lot of offense. He's been great as far as defensive skills.
You like that for those late round draft picks like Kevin Pillar. First one tonight, knuckleball. Pops out of the glove of Josh Tolley, and it's ball 1, and we are underway here at the Rogers Center. This is game number 125 for the Angels. At 20 games under 500, 52 and 72. Let's take a look at Cole Calhoun's numbers. The Angels, of course, coming off a nice win on Sunday, defeating the Yankees. Avoiding the sweep as this one lifted high toward left field. Melvin Upton Jr. underneath it. And there's the first down of the game.
After that fly ball out, I'm going to go with my Hyundai key for this game here tonight. Toronto, throwing a little Canadian band. A big fan of the Blue Jays. And Rush, time standstill. In other words, that knuckleball, we're talking about no rotation of the seams. When you get that out in front, it just basically stands right there for you to drive it. Trout has done it so well, hitting over 500, 545 against Dickey.
The first one is in there for a strike. Talking to Mark Langston, who's very good friends with Geddy Lee and the boys Rush. Geddy's not in town.
Yeah, I know. Langston was pretty upset. Geddy Lee always right behind the home plate area here at Rogers Center.
Ball and a strike on Trout, hitting .308. 23 home runs, 77 runs batted in. R.A. Dickey making his 26th start of the year. 1-2.
See, that's a pretty firm knuckleball he'll throw. Talk about percentages, a little over 80%, or 86%, I should say, knuckleballs. 11% fastball, an occasional curve and changeup from R.A. Dickey.
2-2. It is a beautiful night for baseball. The roof is open. Supposed to have good weather today and tomorrow. Chance of rain on Thursday. But this is a completely different ballpark with the roof open. This one's fouled back. Count remains at 2-2.
I was talking to Dave Hansen before the game, and we were talking about the numbers that Trout has against Dickey. He says, what is the reason why? Because a couple other guys in this lineup have struggled against him. He said it's all because of that short, compact swing that Trout has, and he's able to catch that knuckleball out in front of the plate to drive it to both center field and left field.
Foul back, so the count remains at 2-2. Did he add, and by the way, he's Mike Trout?
Yeah. He did, he goes, oh, by the way, I think he does that to every pitcher, but in this case, over 500 batting average.
Pujols on deck. This is pulled foul. Dickey making his 27th appearance and his 11th start against the Angels in his career. 6-3 with a 4.28 ERA. He has been horrific here at home though this year. Not good at all. ERA of 5.5 as this one's lifted. A first base side down the line. No one's going to get there. The souvenirs for everybody, courtesy of Mike Trout. Thinking 2-8 at the Rogers Center this year through 13 starts. 26 home runs.
Pretty solid numbers on the road. You see that ERA 3.39. This is definitely a hitter's yard.
Trying to go with a slower knuckleball there. Full count. Cole a fly ball to left to start the game.
Yeah, so far we got a 65-mile-an-hour knuckleball and a 78-mile-an-hour knuckleball from Dickey. He tries to sneak that fastball. One of his best ones at 84 is anywhere between 80 to 84 miles an hour on his fastball. But again, if they're dealing with a knuckleball, an 84-mile-an-hour fastball has got to be equivalent to about a mid-90s fastball.
Another 3-2. Another foul ball.
And another real good swing by Trout.
Eleven pitches so far. It's getting into is it Joey Cora territory or Alex Cora?
Yeah, it was
16, 17.
Alex Cora. Then he went yard.
Right. Yeah, Joey wouldn't have gone yard. You see in your book?
Oh.
Another 3-2. And this one's out toward right center field. Towering shot. Pilar racing back to the track, and he will put it away for the second out of the inning. That's all power. I mean, that is pure power on a knuckleball.
Yeah, exactly. You have to generate that all. And on Saturday, take a look at our Carl's Cam replay. Albert Pujols ties Mark McGwire on the all-time home run list with 583. Jumped on the first pitch from Betances, drives it out of the yard for Albert. Almost passed him at home. And Ellsbury made a great play. Still looking for his first career hit against R.A. Dickey. Why not break and pass Mark McGwire's home run mark?
Albert at 253 with 23 home runs, 96 RBIs, 14 doubles as well. One ball, one strike.
Yeah, Albert 0 for 10 in his career against R.A. Dickey.
Three infielders on the left side. See that pretty much every Pujols at bat.
Especially for a team that doesn't put a lot of defensive shifts on. Toronto about 5-13, 21st in baseball as far as shifts put on defensively.
John Gibbons, their manager. And Albert pulls one down the line, just fouled. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gibby now in his 4th season, 2nd stint as the manager. He managed parts of 5 seasons from 03 to 08 and got rehired as the skipper in 2013. 93 win season last year. Albert will go down swinging. The Angels down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the first here in Toronto, scoreless. The first will check out John Gibbons' lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays, who currently tied for first place in the American League East with the Boston Red Sox at 70 and 54. Darwin Barney leading things off at second base. Josh Donaldson, the third baseman. Edwin Encarnacion at first base. Russell Martin, the cleanup hitter, in DH tonight. Troy Tulowitzki, the shortstop. Melvin Upton Jr. in left. Kevin Pillar in center. Michael Saunders, almost an angel. He's in right field. And Josh Tolley batting ninth. He is doing the catching as they take on Tyler Skaggs, making his sixth start, 1-2 mark, and a 5.19 ERA.
Yeah, the big thing for Tyler is just get back to being confident on the mound. His stuff is there, 91, 95 on his fastball. Curve change. My go-to is arm side fastball and low zone all night long. He's been hurt on pitches on the upper part of the strike zone.
Darwin Barney will look at a strike. Second baseman hitting .261 with 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. Oh, 2.
And these have been the counts for Tyler that really is haunted him so far in this early part of the season. 0-2 counts, hitters hitting .389 against him. You want to have that mentality. You're ahead, 0-2, you're at the advantage. Finish off the hitter quickly.
And Barney shoots one out to the alley in left center field, and that'll get down and go to the wall. Racing to second, he will slam on the brakes, and is a leadoff double for the Blue Jays second baseman. His 11th in the season. Halos defensively tonight look like this. Nick Buss left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun at right. The infield with Caleb Cowart and Andrelton Simmons on the left side, Cliff Pennington, C.J. Cron on the right, and Carlos Perez tonight behind the plate.
And Cowart at third base has been very good defensively. Former first-round pick, or 18th round overall, I should say, first round. I think it was back in 2010. Very strong throwing arm. Very accurate as far as getting to the baseball, coming in on a slow roller. Will be tested here right away with Donaldson at the plate.
Three-time All-Star and last year's MVP. Takes just down and away. 29 average this year for Donaldson. 28 home runs. 81 runs batted in. Dealing with a sore thumb, but no issues, and back in the lineup.
What is still amazing, though, when we just look at that stat, that 0-2 counts against Tyler so far this year when the ball's been put in play, hitting over 380, 389 to be exact, and then another base hit now, 8 for 19 against Tyler on 0-2 counts. It's still a work in progress. It's been so long since he's been at the major league level, almost 2 full seasons. Had some starts down in AAA. But still, that feel for the pitch, especially when you're at the advantage on an 0-2 count or even 0-1.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Tyler's last start ended up lasting just 3 1/3 innings. 4 runs, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Give a leadoff double to Barney on a 0-2 pitch. Encarnacion on deck. 2-2, little dribbler right side. Skaggs only plays to first, and they get the out as Barney ends up at third base.
Skaggs got off that mound pretty quickly. Anytime you're a left-handed pitcher, you have a tendency to fall towards the third base side, but reacted. Donaldson running hard down the line, has to field it, and a good throw over to C.J. Cron, the first base. Donaldson was running almost inside the field of play. We saw that a number of times this year, which Mike Socha was not happy about that, but it has not been called, so it has to make that good throw to first base.
Edwin Encarnacion, the first baseman. 35 home runs and 101 runs batted in. 268 batting average. He's hit well at home this year. Leads the Blue Jays with a 978 OPS. It's 5th best in the American League here at home. And a free agent to be. Actually, he and Jose Bautista. Blues is expecting Bautista to be back perhaps Thursday or Friday. 2 balls, no strikes.
This guy's trying to change up there.
Probably 3-0.
He will be swinging 3-0. There's no questioning that. As far as at bats per RBI ratio for Encarnacion, 4.53. Third best in the majors in RBIs.
There's a 4-pitch walk, puts a man on at first and third for Martin.
Boy, going back to that knuckleball that R.A. Dickey threw to Albert Pujols, we talked about him being 0 for 10 in his career. Make that now 0 for 11. Barely any rotation at all, that baseball. We talked about how the baseball almost stands still and allows you to try to swing, but then the bottom drop out of that one. That was a nasty knuckleball to Albert Pujols to get a swing and miss to finish off that top of the first. What a great camera work on that one to be able to slow that down and see how little that baseball rotates as compared to a normal fastball or even slider.
Five out of the zone now for Skaggs. Russell Martin DHing tonight. Tola getting to start behind the plate. Dickey on the mound.
Martin's rolled into 8 double plays.
One and one.
And when Tyler Skaggs is on his game, he's going to get a lot of ground ball action. His fastballs 91 to 95, curveball, changeup.
Martin chops it to the right side. Pennington can't get there. A run will score. And the Blue Jays have an early 1-0 lead. Martin with his 52nd run batted in.
When a fastball away, and his credit Martin for going with the pitch, and with Pennington playing closer towards second base, gets by him. If he's in a normal second base position, there's that double play he was looking for.
One out, 2 on. Troy Tulowitzki at the plate. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Tulowitzki, a .257 batting average this year, 21 home runs, 63 RBIs. Picked up last year from the Rockies with a stretch drive. They're playing in 41 games for the Blue Jays at .239. One and two.
Good breaking ball there from Tyler Skaggs. He's a very hot hitter of late, Tulowitzki. .378 batting average with 3 home runs last 10 games. So you have to make a quality pitch to a very good player in Tulowitzki.
Nice block by Carlos. It's up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is a Blue Jays team that average wise 13th as you take a look at that breaking ball again. The block by Carlos. They're second in home runs, 3rd in runs, 5th in slugging, 4th in on base percentage, and they will strike out aplenty. Over 1,000 strikeouts as a team. But they will also hit plenty of home runs. 2 on, 1 out. And this is a little pop-up. Simmons backing out. Infield fly rule's called. 2 outs. Tulowitzki's out. Infield fly rule was called.
And what he's doing is he's making sure that Tulowitzki was going down the line to maybe have a double play potential.
Yeah, but I mean, once the infield fly rule's called,
if it's high like that, yeah, they won't. Yeah, you can't do that play. No, in between one, it looks like it almost got him in the mouth on that deflection. But he's always looking ahead to try to somehow get his pitcher through an inning with no more damage.
There's Melvin up to Junior. He foul tips the first one. The runners can advance at their own risk.
And sometimes they will just start to go themselves. So that's one of those plays too where as smart as Simmons is, he might be able to get one of those runners to try to advance and he can get it out that way.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, real good velo on his fastball. It's nice to see that from Tyler Skaggs once again tonight. And now he's in one of those counts. 0-2 count. Expand the zone. Trust Carlos Perez behind the plate. If you bounce a breaking ball, it'll keep it in front of him.
Down goes Upton, and Tyler limits the damage to just 1 run. We head to the second with Toronto up 1-0.
Angels 1-0 here in the top of the second, but the Angels have had a lot of success here at Rogers Center. And now it's time to get in that driver's seat, brought to you by Kia. Best records at Rogers Center since 2012. The Angels at the top at 10-5, White Sox 12-6.
Crone, Simmons, and Bus for the Angels here in the second. Dickey with a 1-2-3 first, including a strikeout of Albert. This is hit sharply toward George Tulowitzki to his left. Little spin move. Low throw. Encarnacion off the bag and applies the tag. One down.
Encarnacion did a very good job of not only try to track that low throw from Tulowitzki, an off balance throw. Scoops it, but also has to deal with C.J. Cron running down the line, and is able to apply a tag to Cron and get him out of first base. Tell you what, there's a big difference between this field now than what we saw in the past with the dirt in the infield, the field turf, and then the dirt. Baseball stays smoothly on the dirt in this infield.
Yeah, all new surface here at the Rogers Center. Finally got rid of the old dirt cutouts around the bases. Tampa Bay doing the same thing.
And I was asking Petit and Simmons during batting practice today when they were taking some ground ball action earlier today on this field just to see the difference. And they said once it gets through the field turf, it stays very smooth and doesn't have much bad hops as far as on the dirt so far.
2 balls, 1 strike on Simmons. on the corner. Angelton hitting .272 with 16 doubles and 27 RBIs. Hits this one towards short until Tulowitzki bobbles this one. Simmons will reach. First base runner of the game for the Angels. And it's a base hit.
And you notice that baseball has kind of hugged that dirt in the infield. A little bit quicker this field turf than what we saw last year, especially when the ball was hit into the outfield when it barely got to the outfielder. Now it's going to be quicker.
Nick Buss 7 for 30 as an Angel. 3 doubles, a triple, and an RBI.
Long look to third base. Very difficult to put a hit and run on with R.A. Dickey with a knuckleball. So a lot of times you hit majority of the baseballs, it seems to be in the air against him, and really difficult to steal against. He's allowed this 1 stolen base, 2 attempts. He's got 4 pickoffs, 30 career pickoffs for R.A. Dickey, Gold Glove winner back in 2013.
Ball in a strike. 2013, the first season with Toronto for Dickey, to be traded from the Mets the year after he won the Cy Young. And Buss gets into one to deep right field, and there she goes. First big league big fly for Nick Buss. And the Halos are on top 2-1.
Congratulations to Nick Buss. Turned on that one. Able to drive that one out of the ballpark. It's our top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. Knuckleball, instead of drifting away, drifted on the inner part of the plate, and Nick Buss, a no doubter, got out quickly also. It's a good short compact swing and a big fly.
Broken bat, Squibber through the left side, and Caleb Coward picks up a single. That's 3 straight hits against R.A. Dickey with 1 out here in the second.
You remember there was a time when managers would load up the lineup with right-handed batters against knuckleballers, the majority of them being right-handed pitchers. And I was asking Paul Sorrento and Dave Hansen that today, and they said no, that a lot of times you'll see guys that want to mess their swings up, bat left-handed if they're switch hitters. But you're seeing right there the way that knuckleball has drifted in on the inner part of the plate, and he saw that on watching film with R.A. Dickey. That knuckleball drifts back in the inner half of the plate against left-handed batters, a better chance to turn on one and hit one out.
Carlos swinging first pitch, lifts one out to right. Michael Saunders makes the grab, 2 away.
Yeah, going back to that swing, you see the knuckleball right there. The rotation, not a lot of rotation this season, but it came back on the inner half of the plate instead of going away. Nick Buss ready. Got that foot down and then short through the baseball, cleared his hips. Hits that one way out. 2-run home run for Nick Buss. A big smile on his face for his first major league home run. I'm sure he's getting someone's out there to try to retrieve that baseball. Did it against a Cy Young Award winner.
Yep. His 50th at bat in the big leagues. Previous taste of big league life was in 2013 with the Dodgers. 8 games, 20 plate appearances, 2 singles. This is his 10th game with the Angels. 8 hits, 5 extra base hits as Pennington picks up a single to right. Coward moves to second.
One thing about these outfield arms for the Blue Jays, very difficult to take that extra base. Good decision by Coward, just going to second, hit well by Pennington. So 3 of the 4 hits against R.A. Dickey tonight been by left-handed batters. left-handed batters coming into the game, 248. Right-handed batters, 258.
Cole fouls it off. Calhoun a fly ball to left field in his first at bat, leading off the game. Coward at second. And Pennington at first. Toronto with a run in the first inning. The Angels answering with 2 so far here in the second. Two on count. Mickey originally first round pick, 18th overall selection in '96. The Texas Rangers down to the University of Tennessee. Ground ball back up the middle, gloved by the knuckleballer. Flips it to Encarnacion, and the inning is over. But the Angels strike for 2 runs on 4 hits. The 2 runs coming off 1 swing of the bat by Nick Buss, first career home run. At the bottom of the second, Nick Buss, first career big league home run, giving the Angels an early lead. It'll be Pilar, Saunders, and Tolley for Toronto here in the second to face Tyler Skaggs. A little shaky in that first inning as Pilar shoots one foul. It's an 0-1 count. Skaggs gave up a run on a couple of hits, had 1 walk, 1 strikeout. .23 pitch first inning for Tyler. Breaking ball's low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pilar, 27 years of age, hitting .261 with 7 home runs and 45 runs batted in. The pride of Chaminade High School.
Eagles.
2-2. Sprained left thumb had him on the disabled list, activated today.
You would think then you're going to try to pound the fastball in or so during the game against them. Test that thumb. Put it on the inner half of the plate. Not real comfortable when you hit one off the end of the bat either when you're dealing with a thumb.
Full count. Ground ball toward third, backhanded by Coward. One down.
And you can see that strength he has in the arm. Coward at third base with the backhand. Very good fielding third baseman. You're going to get a lot of action when Skaggs is on the mound. Nice play there by Caleb Coward.
One out, nobody on. It's the right fielder Michael Saunders up. What a season Saunders has had. Cuts through this one. 263 average, 20 home runs, and 49 runs batted in. 3-team deal between Toronto, the Reds, and the Angels fell through. The Angels would have acquired Saunders to play left field. He's gone off and had a fantastic year for Toronto. Little dribbler back toward the mound. 2 down. Hey, get your red on and create memories with the family. Angels baseball is great family fun for everyone. For only $44, get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks with the Friends and Family Fun Pack. Go to angels.com/fun pack for more info.
Now that'd be a lot of fun. Is that where we're doing our opening tomorrow?
There's not a snowball's chance in Toronto we're doing that tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't even look that long at that right now.
No thanks.
Yeah. Oh.
But you're over your fear of heights.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
At Miller Park?
At Miller Park.
Yes. But I don't want to recreate that fear again, though, by going up there. Frenchie may do it. Kent French.
Yeah.
At some point here on this trip in.
You know, that sounds like a perfect order for a pregame, postgame host.
Yes.
I think Kent should be all over that.
I'm sure he appreciates us mentioning him doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's re-energized, right?
Yes.
Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Josh Tolley, the catcher. R.A. Dickey's caddy, if you will. 155 average, a couple of doubles and a home run. 43rd game for him. Down it goes. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Tyler Skaggs. That's his 2nd strikeout of the night. We'll head to the 3rd with the Angels up 2-1. Trying to lead things off for the Halos here in the third, the opening game of the series. Against Toronto with the Angels up 2-1. Nick Buss, a 2-run blast off Dickey. Gave up 4 hits in the second. Trout had a prolonged plate appearance in the first, which resulted in a long fly ball to right center. He's 0 for 1.
Well, he's thrown 2 really tough knuckleballs already. Both of them starting around that knee level. Trout has been very good against him, catching that knuckleball out in front.
Two-one count. Adrian Johnson calling the balls and strikes tonight. Chad Whitson at first. Eric Cooper, the crew chief, at second. Jim Wolf over at third. That's our crew for the series.
Tell you what, it's not an easy assignment being a home plate umpire to umpire a game with a knuckleball thrower.
Two-two. Check swing foul. Great effort by Desar.
Yeah, he thought about it.
Yeah. Almost broke a sweat.
Great concentration though.
Yeah. Full count.
Again, Trout seeing a ton of pitches. 4.41 pitches per plate appearance this year in the majors, 3rd best. Well, full counts already in this game. A long first at bat.
And there's ball 4. The first free pass issued by Dickey, and it comes as a leadoff man to start this 3rd inning.
And remember now, Trout with 20 stolen bases in 22 attempts, but R.A. Dickey very difficult to steal against. His times to the plate anywhere between 1.05 and 1.15. See those walks he's had. 16.3% of his plate appearances have resulted in a walk. With Donaldson and Trout, 2 of the best as far as working a walk this year.
1 and 2 respectively. Albert pulls it foul. 0 for 11 against Dickey in his career after striking out in the first.
Back to my Hyundai key for this game today for the Angels to be successful against R.A. Dickey. Time stands still looking. Albert's still looking for that first hit against R.A. Dickey, trying to get one of those knuckleballs to stand out over the middle part of the plate and see if he can drive it. Well, he almost got one there, upper part of the strike zone. That's what you kind of hope for. Albert just pulled off on that one enough not to make contact.
Albert chops this one towards short. Tulowitzki to Barney. On to Encarnacion. Double play. 2 down.
Tulowitzki and a quick feed to Barney. Was able to get rid of that baseball himself quick. A little different now as a middle infielder when you're turning double plays now with the slide roll. Very difficult for runners to really go in there late and try to take out the infielder at second.
CJ grounded out as a leadoff man in the 2nd inning. One and one. Broken back comebacker. Dickey has it. Fairly easy and economical third. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 2-1 Halos.
Fox Sports has you covered like no one else. This Friday, Traditional Powers, Modern Day, and Bishop of Mott meeting the game of the week on Prime Ticket. And over on Prep Zone, we've got 4 additional games streaming live. High school football is back this Friday at 7 on Prime Ticket.
Cole Priman for his post-playing career.
Oh, nice job. Yeah, he was a great quarterback in high school himself. A lot of records as far as passing records. Buckeye High School in Arizona. Nice job by Cole.
Barney Donaldson and Encarnacion here to third. That's the top of the order for Toronto. Skaggs coming off a 1-2-3 second. There's 2 strikeouts and a walk. A couple of hits allowed. Barney has one of them. Led off the first with a double and scored. On the base hit by Russell Martin.
Some pretty big games. That first one there, that Modern Day and Bishop of Mott. Wow, powerhouses. And of course, your favorite team, the Chaminade Eagles, taking on Oaks Christian.
Santa Margarita Eagles. Did you only pick Chaminade because their mascot is the Eagles and you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan? Seriously, let's be honest. Is that why you moved to that area? Kids went to school there?
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, Kevin Pillar played some football there. Chaminade, along with baseball and some basketball.
Way to dodge a question.
Yes.
And there's a lead-off walk. Second of the game for Tyler. Barney with 2 stolen bases has been caught twice. But now Skaggs will work from the stretch to Josh Donaldson. He got Donaldson to hit a little dribbler up the first base line at his first at bat.
That's certainly been an issue so far for Tyler, stopping a running game against him. Saw that in Cleveland. He's given up 9 stolen bases in 9 attempts, but when you go back to 2014, Tyler allowed 9 stolen bases in 16 attempts, including 4 pickoffs. So it's there for Tyler.
0-2 count. Short lead for Barney at first. Count remains at 0-2.
Good breaking ball there from Skaggs. He can even expand the strike zone just a little bit more. This is a lower part of the strike zone. Donaldson pulled off on that one. The thing about Donaldson, we've seen over the last number of seasons in which he's been one of the best hitters. He'll stay back and hit that ball to right field if you get too much of the plate. Tyler the other day in a bullpen session worked with Mark Langston as far as his move. Mark Langston had one of the best pickoff moves as a left-handed pitcher. Working down there with Charles Nagy and Mark Langston just to try to let Tyler become more comfortable trying to keep runners close and not allow them to get a quick jump on him. So far you see Barney leaning back towards first. Did not see that at all in that game against Cleveland, which they were going on first movement throughout.
Borderline pitch goes Donaldson's way. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff walk to Barney. He stands at first. Full count.
An RBI machine on deck. Encarnacion for the Jays would love to get a ground ball and an infielder to see if he can get 2. After being behind the count 0-2, Donaldson's fall back to working a full count now. More than likely we'll get a chance to see a fastball.
Barney doesn't go, and Donaldson takes inside, and it's back-to-back walks to start the third.
Go back to the pitch-by-pitch innocent bat against Donaldson. Starts off with a fastball that had some run action. Fastball away, 0-2 count. Break a ball down, barely got a piece of that one. Then a break ball down and in, not a bad pitch for Tyler. Break a ball once again fouled off. Fastball that could have been called a strike, borderline pitch, and another fastball just a little bit down, and eventually a breaking ball, curveball just off the inside corner. Tyler wanted that pitch, but it was about a half a baseball off the inside corner. Very patient at bat for Donaldson.
Nobody out, a couple of men on. Edwin Encarnacion pulls the trigger and fouls it back. That was an angry swing by Encarnacion. Worked the 4-pitch walk in his first plate appearance. 3 walks now for Tyler. One. Encarnacion has had at least 30 home runs and 100 runs batted in 4 of his last 5 seasons. Really big leaguer to do that. Active big leaguer.
Good fastball. 93 from Tyler. We talked about it earlier with Encarnacion, how well he produces in these spots. 1 RBI per 4.53 at bats this year. 3rd best ratio in the majors. Albert Pujols right behind him with the 4th best ratio as far as driving in runs per plate appearance.
What a run that Encarnacion has had with as a member of the Blue Jays. He was a Ranger 9th round pick in 2000. Traded to the Reds. and then came over to Toronto in 2009 in the Scott Rowland trade.
Been probably the most consistent home run and run producer in the game, and really don't hear his name all that much.
No, and then he became a waiver guy. Oakland had him, and the Blue Jays eventually selected him off waivers from Oakland. It's down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's not a comfortable feeling when you're on the mound. You throw a pretty good breaking ball like that, and you don't even think about swinging at it.
This is out toward left center field, not very deep. Here comes Nick Boss, and he can't come up with it. It's a base hit for Encarnacion. The bases are loaded. That's the old big swing effect.
And the sound off the bat also fooled everyone in the outfield. And that's a long way to go for Nick Boss. Great effort he made on that one. Fortunate enough to be able to keep that baseball in front of him. And Trout got fooled on that one also on that long swing.
Yep. So bases loaded for Russell Martin. 2 walks and a single. Nobody out. Martin punched a base hit to right field in the first inning. Takes low. RBI for Martin, his 52nd of the year. Just can't find the right release point on that breaking pitch.
Yeah, at times it looks good, other times hasn't been able to hit that spot. He'll be forced now with this count to throw a fastball. Again, that arm side fastball, very, very effective for Tyler Skaggs to get that ball down and away. Perfect. Perfect spot on that arm side fastball. Again, looking to be able to repeat that exact same pitch. We've seen some cut action on his fastball, and that's not by design. That's where you want to throw that fastball. He has thrown some at start there, but then cutting down and in does not allow Adrian Johnson to call it a strike. So repeating your mechanics, very important here for Tyler.
Full count.
Just force that. You don't need to. You throw the exact same way the pitch before with very similar results. One of those fastball counts now if you're Russell Martin to center in on. I always would throw a 3-2 slider, by the way. I just felt more comfortable throwing a breaking ball.
3-2, and he walked it. We're tied at 2. Third walk of the inning, the 4th of the game.
See that different release point on those last 3 fastballs, and all 3 were designed to throw that arm side fastball lower part of the strike zone. Outside corner. 1 executed perfectly, then the next 2 not so by Tyler Skaggs. Just guiding that pitch well off the outside corner. And the reason why that is a difficult pitch to throw as a lefty, or if you're righty, if you're going to throw away against a left-handed batter or in against a right-handed batter. For a lefty, it's just finishing off and following all the way through and making sure you bend the back and the baseball off the tips of the fingers to finish off that delivery.
Still nobody out. 2-2 tie. Troy Tulowitzki at the plate. Swinging first pitch, fouls it off. Always been an aggressive guy early in the count. Donaldson standing at third, Encarnacion at second, and Martin at first.
Good spot there, the fastball, lower part of the strike zone. Tulowitzki didn't like the call. Very good career numbers with the base load, 355, but this season though, just 1 for 10. Tyler would love to keep that trend going. What he has done this season as compared to career-wise with the bases loaded.
Back toward the middle. Simmons is there. Flips it to Pennington for one to relay to first in time. A double play. Donaldson scores to give the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead. But those 2 outs huge for Tyler Skaggs and the Angels.
Yeah, you're willing to. Not that you ever want to give up a run, but you're willing to give up a run to get 2 outs, and that's exactly what Tyler was able to do. He jammed Tulowitzki. Simmons to Pennington, a 6-4-3 double play. No RBI for Tulowitzki. The struggles with the bases loaded continue now this season for Tulowitzki.
Encarnacion ends up at third base. 2 down. There's Melvin Upton Jr. Upton a strikeout victim to end the first. 2.8 average coming into play today in 23 games with Toronto. 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. Having a pretty good season with the Padres prior to getting moved over to Toronto. 92 games with the Pods at 256. 16 home runs, 45 RBIs.
Once a very good player with the Tampa Bay Rays, and all of a sudden couldn't make consistent contact. Really has struggled for quite a bit of time, but it's turned around this year.
Three and one. Oh, by the way, you missed a 2-0. 2 outs, 2-0.
It's in my book, though.
Okay, Upton was thinking breaking ball there because he was tardy on that fastball.
Yeah, after the fastball, the pitch before in the outside corner, looking all speed away, and a fastball inside.
3-2. Chopper toward the middle. Pennington has it. Low throw and nice dig by C.J. Cron. Fortunately for the Angels, 2 runs come in. Blue Jays back on top. It's 3-2 as we head to the 4th. Fourth inning, see if they can figure out R.A. Dickey as they did in the second inning. Now down by a run once again. Simmons, busted. Coward coming up. Rough outing for Tyler Skaggs so far through 3 innings. The 4 walks, 3 hits allowed. But I guess you could say he's limited the damage to just 3 runs.
That was a big double play. He got turned against Tulowitzki, especially how well Tulowitzki has hit over the last 10 games.
Simmons, a single with a run scored in the second. He pulls this one through the left side. It's his second hit of the game, so he's 2 for 2. They get you red on during Star Wars night on Friday, September 9th at 7:05. Join us as the Angels take on the Rangers. Receive a Stormtrooper Rally Monkey while supplies last. Angels.com/promotions to get your tickets.
I know you're pumped up for that one. That's an amazing view. We've seen some great views so far here in Toronto.
Big bus. Skies went out to center. Pilar comes in. Now he's got to go back, and he'll track it down. 1 out. Well, that's one way to play that ball. We're in that twilight stage now, obviously, with the roof open, so maybe he lost it.
It looked like he was coming in on that baseball thinking it was going to be a short fly ball, and then the last second saw it and runs back and makes a play on it. He'll tell you tomorrow that's what he used to try to do when I used to hit him fly balls.
To work on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, in high school?
Yes. Just so he could scare you a little bit.
Coward's 1 for 1 with a base hit. No balls, 2 strikes. Hellos have hit the knuckleball well off of Stephen Wright, Boston Red Sox this year. As Coward lifts one out towards center field. This is a chase. Pilar back several steps, calling for it. 2 down. Carlos saw 1 pitch in the second, hit a fly ball to right. Down low.
Pretty close to a strike. And difficult for the catcher, difficult for the home plate umpire. Call that a strike and be able to catch that baseball. So that glove that Tolle uses behind the plate almost looks like a first baseman's mitt.
Two and two. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed for Dickey. That's a called strike 3. Make that 2 strikeouts for Dickey as the Angels are done here in the 4th. Toronto up 3-2.
Ken French back with you, everyone, up high in the stands. And let me tell you, we're celebrating a birthday here in Toronto. I'm here with Eunice Debrival, 85 years young today. Her family surprised her with tickets. Eunice, how surprised were you when you found out you were coming to the game?
Floored. I was floored. And then when they give me the sweater, it was unbelievable.
Now, I heard a rumor that you had this sign. Ladies, hold it up there towards center field. There you go. Mike Trout came over to you and gave you a hug. Is that true?
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh, unbelievable. He looked me right in the eye.
What did he say to you?
He said, hi or something. I don't know. I was just so happy.
She's like a teenager, fellas, having a good time. Now, so you live in Ontario. Why are you an Angels fan?
I've been a long time when there were the Angels of Anaheim. I was watching them then. I watched when Tim Salmon was playing. I love Tim Salmon. I've just always watched it.
And you watch all of our telecasts, but they come on at 10 o'clock for you, so you stay up late.
Yeah, I have the satellite. I buy the TV program so I can watch baseball.
Well, we wish you a very happy birthday from back in Los Angeles. You got the granddaughters here and your daughter also with you, and hopefully you enjoy this game and remember this experience.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe it. I'm 85 years old.
85 years young, fellas. She looks terrific. Listen it back up to you guys.
That's awesome, Fretzy. We appreciate it. Wish you a happy birthday from us. Pilar pulls it down the line. That's a fair ball. On a 1-2 pitch. Pilar will turn and head to second. And he's in there for the leadoff double.
Get that foot down, he turns on that inside pitch, and you can see the baseball right over the base and down the line for a double for Pilar, 28th of the season for Kevin Pilar. Played well off the wall, though. Nick Buss made it a close play at second.
Again, Tyler having issues just closing out an at-bat. Pilar picks up his 28th double. Man in scoring position to start this 4th inning. Here's Michael Saunders. Hit a comebacker to the mound. Saunders now 29 years of age. He's from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And he pulls one foul. There's 11th round pick by the Mariners back in 04. And all the times we saw him in the big leagues, Gooby, saw the fact that he had speed, but he had a long swing.
Yeah, and seemed to be trying to turn on everything. This season, though, and we talked about his numbers as far as home runs, he has 7 opposite field home runs this year. So he's staying back on the baseball and letting it travel deep and driving the ball the other way very well.
All-star this season. It's down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Blue Jays got him for Jay Happ, left-handed starter, prior to the 2015 season. And for a big guy, he's always been able to run well. Ground ball right side. Pennington is there. Pilar will take third, 1 out.
It's a productive out for Saunders in the Blue Jays, getting a ground ball to that right side of the infield. Tyler's goal there was trying to get either a strikeout or a ground ball to that left side of the infield and not allowing Pilar to be able to advance to third now with 1 out.
Infield in for the Angels. Here's Josh Thole, the catcher. Thole struck out to end the second. The only inning in which the Scans retired decided order.
See that little mitt that Kevin Pilar has on? He jammed that thumb on a slide.
He'll shoot this one out toward left center field, hit well. Definitely deep enough to score the run. Travel track it down. Here comes Pilar, and the Blue Jays extend their lead to 4-2. Thole with his 7th RBI.
The pitch out over the plate, did a nice job of driving that one deep. Well manufactured run by the Jays. A ground ball out to the right side of the infield, and a sac fly scoring Pilar. Mike Trout did a nice job of running that one down.
With 2 outs and the bases are clear, Darwin Barney will look at a strike. He's been on board twice with a double and a walk, and he has scored twice. Coward will field the 2-hopper. And the Blue Jays are done here in the 4th, but they add a run as we hit to the 5th. Halos down 4-2. Holiday bonus cash during Nissan's Bottom Line Summer event. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by El Pollo Loco, 5 meals under 500 calories. Try them at El Pollo Loco. Beautiful shot once again of Toronto. The opening game of this road trip. First meeting of the year between these two clubs. How about that?
That is amazing. This point of the season.
Yeah.
August 23rd.
Ari Dickey up 4-2 as we start the 5th inning. 9-1-2 for the Angels. Pennington, Calhoun, and Trout. Pennington with a single in the second. One of 5 hits allowed by Dickey. He's picked up 2 strikeouts and he's walked 1. Pennington shoots one out toward left field. Upton backing up. I mentioned the Angels have picked up some hits today. They had 4 in the second, total of 5 tonight. And Simmons 2 for 2. Nick Buss with his first major league home run. That was in the second inning.
So lower part of the order been very productive so far. Looking for that top of the order now to get it rolling. Cole Calhoun at the plate, hit the ball well last time up. Ari Dickey made a nice play fielding that one hop shot back at him.
This Blue Jays team now with a revamped back into the bullpen. The addition of Jason Greeley and Joaquin Benoit. Definitely shortened some games up. Osuna to close.
They've been toying with a 6-man rotation.
Gibbons last year, those Blue Jays went 93-69. Ground ball to second. Barney has it.
A couple really good and entertaining postseason series too. One against Texas and then against Kansas City.
Yep. Interesting thing about Gibbons, once he got let go when he got fired here in Toronto the first time around. He's a Texas native, went back down to his home, ended up managing in the Texas League. 2012, managed for San Antonio. You don't see that often. Big league managers that get the axe and all of a sudden
Good
go
guy.
back to the minor leagues, manage.
Always like the conversations with him.
Yeah. And it stunned a lot of folks when he got rehired, but didn't burn any bridges on the way out. They liked the job that he was doing, especially in the minor leagues. They brought him back.
Players
Worked out well for him.
They've always responded to him as players, and if you don't play the game the way he wants it, but he will make sure he lets you know. But he always protects his players.
Trout pulls this one to third, backhanded by Donaldson. Halo's down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Toronto's still on top. Bottom of the 5th here at the Rogers Center. Tyler Skaggs has been a mixed bag so far tonight. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 4 hits. He's gotten ahead, it seems, of a lot of hitters, just has not been able to finish them off. Donaldson takes upstairs to lead off this 5th.
And because that pitch count up pretty high for Tyler Skaggs. That's his 85th pitch. 48 strikes, 37 out of the strike zone. Mike Morin down in the bullpen. For the Angels getting ready.
Donaldson 0 for 1. Ground down and a walk. He's also scored a run. You talk about that arm side fastball. If you're getting that call from Adrian Johnson, you almost want to exploit that against this powerful right-handed lineup.
Stay there. You see that he was trying to do that exact same thing. You saw where Carlos was set up, and then that fastball had cut action, so it ended up going down and in. Actually caught the lower part of the strike zone, but he missed location. And the real reason why that happens, the arm side, it means you're following all the way through. When you bring that fastball, it's when you bring your arm across your body, and that's why that has that cut action. That was not by design to cut that fastball in and down.
It's essentially not throwing it with conviction, is it not?
Yeah, because when you throw it, you're out in front. When you're pulling across your body, you're a little hesitant to let it go.
And there's a leadoff walk, the 5th walk issued by Tyler.
I think Mike Socha may be going down to the bullpen. Yeah, he's moving now.
Socha's coming out with Morin ready to go in the bullpen. And 5 walks now issued. It's going to be it for Tyler Skaggs' night. Unable to get through the 5th, just last 4. And he will depart with a man on and trailing it by the score of 4-2. Mike Morin's coming on to relief here in the 5th. Responsible for the man on first, and for the 4th time in his career he has issued 5 walks in the games. That matches a career high.
And 90 pitches, 50 of them strike, 40 out of the strike zone. 20 batters face, only 12 first pitch strikes.
Turning it out, who's in, who's out. Mike Morin taking over for Tyler. Morin pitching in his 45th big league game. 2-2 mark, 4.78 earned run average. Edwin Encarnacion at the plate with Donaldson standing at first. Oh, 1 count. Encarnacion walked to first, singled, and was stranded in the 3rd.
Dangerous pitch there. Change up upstairs.
I was thinking the exact same thing. While Encarnacion may be geared up for the fastball, he's certainly capable of a changeup up like that, be able to hold up, pull the trigger. Good pitch.
Came right back with another changeup. He'll throw that little cut action on his changeup to right-handed batters. That fade changeup against left-handed batters will go down and away.
Fastball, the runner takes off. The throw down from Carlos is in time. What a throw by Perez. 1 down.
It's played by Pennington too to be able to catch that baseball as Donaldson sliding into second base. Donaldson with a pretty good jump also, but a quick catch and throw, quick release time there for Perez, and Donaldson's thrown out. First time he's been thrown out this season at 6 stolen base in 6 attempts. Quick tag, and then Pennington got kicked. Face on the slide by Donaldson. Perez coming into the game, throwing out 38% of base stealers.
Three-two. Fastball. A little flinch there by Adrian Johnson, but it misses low. 1 out walk.
Going back to that slide of Donaldson is tracking that baseball, trying to apply a tag. You can see the foot and then right on the cheek and chin area. Both infielders have been hit in the face in this game. Simmons on the infield fly, let the ball bounce, hit him in the right underneath the mouth area, and then there it kicked in the face by Donaldson on Pennington.
Russell Martin, a walk and a single, 2 runs batted in. Somebody from the Angels side of things asking where that pitch was at. It was in off the plate.
One thing as a manager you're never real happy about. You can't defend against a walk. Number of walks against a very dangerous lineup here in Toronto. Well, Gibbons liking the patience his hitters have shown so far in this game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Toronto got a run in the first. The Angels answered with 2. And the Nick Buss home run, his first big league home run, to take a 2-1 lead. Toronto retook that lead with 2 in the third, and they've added to that with a run in the fourth. It's 4-2. We're in the fifth.
Coming into this game, Toronto hitters have walked nearly 100 times more than the Angels, 99 to be exact. They also have struck out over 300 more times than the Angels have as far as the hitters.
Off speed, pull the left. That pitch was up.
Kind of that same area, that one pitch to Encarnacion. He did not swing it. This time upstairs. Change up. Martin did a nice job of staying back on that baseball and lines it into left field. Second hit of the game, has been on base all 3 at bats, a walk, 2 singles.
Tulowitzki's 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play. His last time up, and he'll pull this one to the left field corner. That's a base hit. Encarnacion will score. Buss does a nice job of going into a slide and gets it back in. Throw from Simmons is late at second, so it's a double for Tulowitzki. 5-2 Toronto.
And the slider that drifts back on the inner part of the plate, stays back on it and lines it. Coward's headed down to that left field corner. Did a nice job as far as bringing his hands in on that slider that instead of going down and away, tracked on the inner part of the plate. Forcing the infield in again.
Up to 0 for 2. Every batter this inning has reached. The only out was Donaldson on a caught stealing. And this is out toward left. Buss. It's behind. It's coming in. He'll make the catch. Tagging and trying to score as Martin throws up the line. And it's a sac fly. Make it 6-2. Upton picks up the RBI. And that's his 9th as a member of the Blue Jays.
And Buss did a nice job of getting behind that baseball on that short fly ball on Melvin Upton. But then dropped the elbow as far as on his throw through, allowing Martin to be able to score the 6th run of the game. Everything else was done exactly the way you want to do if you're Nick Buss out in left field.
Kevin Pillar 1 for 2 with a ground out and a double. Led off the 4th with a double and scored. These 2 runs charged to Morin. 1-2.
Tough night for Tyler Skaggs.
This is popped up, foul territory. Crone racing back, and nice play by CJ. Going into the slide to record the 3rd out. Toronto tacks on 2 more. They lead at 6-2 as we head to the 6th.
Polanco, what a night he has had so far for Pittsburgh against Houston. 3 for 3, 2 solo home runs, an RBI single. They lead the Astros 6-0, 19 home runs so far this year. And make that one of those home runs, his first home run, going the other way. You talk about power. Polanco, tremendous power going right down the left field line. Stayed back on that baseball extremely well. 2 home run performance. 3 for 3 for Polanco and Pittsburgh as they're trying to stay in that wild card race in the National League.
Pujols, Crone, and Simmons for the Angels here in the 6th. Dickey's retired 6 in a row since giving up the single to Andrelton in the 4th. Albert 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a double play ball. He's still hitless in his career against Dickey.
Yeah, he's thrown some good knuckleballs in this game, R.A. Dickey, but he's thrown some amazing ones against Albert.
Ground ball left side. That's too high for Tulowitzki. 1 down.
C.J. Crone made an outstanding play to finish off that inning for the Angels. Pilar got jammed on a fastball inside, and C.J. Crone had to go a long way on the slides, able to track that one down. Kept his eye on the baseball. Head was still. Nice play by C.J. Crone.
Oh for 2 tonight with a couple of ground outs. This is out toward left. Upton comes in. 2 down. Back up the middle, and Simmons with a 3-hit game.
Use that middle part of the field throughout this game for Anderson Simmons. Getting that swing back, not trying to pull the baseball. Had an amazing month of July, struggled somewhat in the month of August, but big 3-hit game tonight here at Rogers Center for Anderson Simmons.
Boss a home run, 2-run shot in the 2nd. Fly ball to center in the 4th. Nice play by Gary DiSarcina. That's more to his liking.
Yeah. Those quick hands. All that a lot of years at the shortstop position for the Angels.
Throw to a fan wearing a Mike Trout All-Star Game jersey from last year in Cincinnati. Front row. Boss hits one out towards center. Kevin Pilar moving back on it. Tracking it. And he'll put it away for the 3rd out.
And we're going to have some calls from some of the Angel players about their top picks in fantasy football coming up on the new Scooby Tuesdays.
I'm going probably Odell Beckham Jr. Guy's a stud. He puts up a lot of points. Him or Antonio Brown. So one of those two guys for sure.
That's a tough one, but probably Antonio Brown.
Nobody on the Eagles?
No, nobody on the Eagles. I'm a Vikings fan anyway, so.
Jerome Bettis, the bus. My favorite player.
And Jerome Betts is making a comeback, I guess, for Ricky's fantasy football team. I'll tell you what, though. Who you got, Victor? I'm going. I got to go. As difficult it is not to pick somebody on the Eagles. Cam Newton's a pretty good call for me. Who do you got?
Yeah, Cam Newton's a pretty good call, but I'd have to go with my team. Unlike the Eagles, I'd actually draft one of the Chiefs, and that would probably be Jamal Charles. I think Tyler was saying there's nobody on the Eagles. He's not answering your question. He's literally saying there is no one on the Eagles.
Wow.
Here's Michael Saunders facing A.J. Octor. One pitch. You just misunderstood his answer. Saunders over 3 tonight. So yeah, Jamal Charles.
Okay. He's healthy this year. I know that.
Careful what you ask. Octor becomes his 3rd pitcher for the Angels, 2nd reliever. Mike Moore went 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk.
Trout might say a few things to you tomorrow about that.
All right. Whatever.
Season ticket holder.
Who would you
for
pick?
America's team, the Philadelphia Eagles?
I know, but who would you pick from your Eagles team? Seriously, what Eagle would be a top 5 pick? 5 rounds.
Selleck, tight end.
Who?
Selleck, tight end.
All right, I like him. I like him. Yeah, he would be a top 5 rounds, I would think, depending on how deep your league is. I guess in a 14-team league he would.
Darren Sproles is always good as far as picking up points, especially special teams and running back.
They're tough to pick up early, unless something changes on the depth chart. But I like Sproles. He's cute, you know. He's
Jordan Matthews, wide receiver, 8 touchdowns last year. No,
a whole 8. 2 down. Excuse me, Gooby. I got some business to attend to. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
That's coming from a team that didn't have a touchdown from a wide receiver. What, about 3 years?
That would be. That was 2 years ago.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I think that all changed last year.
Yeah.
Did you guys get to the playoffs?
Yeah.
When?
In my mind, we did.
Oh, man. Darwin Barty is 1 for 2. A double, a walk, 2 runs scored. And that's ripped to left. Boy, Barty's had some swings tonight.
The thing with A.J. Octor, when he's on his game, it's that fastball. He's got a very good sinking fastball. When it's elevated, though, it's more lateral movement. That's exactly what happened to A.J. on that one. He was able to bring his hands up and lines out one in the left field for a base hit. 2nd of the game, 3rd time on base for Barney.
Another 2-out hit against Angels pitching. And it'll bring up Donaldson. Hope for 1 with a couple of walks. Octor, by the way, pitching in his 14th major league game with the Angels this year. No record. 3.80 ERA. He's been doing the Salt Lake Shuffle all season.
And he's a pitcher out of the bullpen that could give you some length also for Mike Scioscia. Multiple innings.
That's pulled into left field. Buss over to cut it off. Does so into the slide. Throws coming to second. And that is a smart play. Donaldson is tagged out. What an idea and a play by Nick Buss to concede the base runner at third. A throw going to second base.
Well, he's done it with the bat, picking up his first major league home run. But what a decision to be able to slide over, and right away, in his mind, he was throwing that ball to second. Simmons lets it go through, just a little bit of a bobble, and then off the base. And at that point, Pennington is able to apply the tag.
Sports West is brought to you by Subaru, making the world a better place. That's why they created Subaru Loves to Care, Subaru's commitment to a healthier community. Halos trailing this one by the score of 6-2 as we start the seventh. Nice play by Nick Buss to finish off the bottom of the sixth inning. An alert play to just go ahead and get that ball into second. That's twice we've seen him go into that slide and hit the ball back into the infield. Halos here in the seventh against R.A. Dickey. Will set up the bottom third of the order. Coward, Perez, and Pennington.
Nick Buss picking up his first outfield assist this year. Picked up his first major league home run this evening also. Very solid in this game. All-around game for Nick Buss.
Over to first, Encarnacion, a little bit of a bobble. Good hustle by Coward, but he's retired for the first out. Encarnacion looking at that left hand. The ball popped up on him. Carlos fouls it at the plate. Perez 0 for 2. A fly ball to right and a strikeout. Dickey with 2 strikeouts and 1 walk. They scattered 6 hits.
Some action going down in their bullpen right now.
This one's out to right. Saunders coming in. 2 down. I can't imagine that action. The bullpen's going to come into this inning. 2 quick outs by Dickey.
Mentioned struggled at home this season. 2-8 with an ERA 5.57 coming into this game, but it has been solid outside of that second inning.
Cliff will take a strike. He's 1 for 2. Single back in the second. Last time we went 7 innings at home was July 10th against Detroit. Back-to-back outings against the Royals and the Tigers, in which he went 7. Full count. I actually walked it, pardon me. Right off the wrong count there.
And they're giving Sis going down to the bullpen.
Well, at the top of the order coming up, Brett Cecil joined Biagini. RA doesn't look overly thrilled about it, especially with the lead that he has, 6-2 here in the 7th. With the left-handed batter coming up, trying to get his ass for the baseball, and Ari Dickey's night has come to an end. We're the 7th with 2 outs, and the Angels down 6-2. Couple of runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's responsible for Pennington standing at first base as the right-hander Joe Biagini is on in relief. Rule 5 selection from the San Francisco Giants, pitching in his 45th game, a 4-2 record and a 1.97 ERA. He was a 26th round pick in 2011 by San Francisco out of Cal Davis. Up in Sunnyvale to the Kings Academy before going on to Davis. He'll face Cole Calhoun. Cole tonight 0 for 3. Fly out and 2 ground outs. That pitch was nowhere near the strike zone. It called a strike.
I'm sure he's hearing from it in the dugout from the Angels. A couple of those pitches inside against right-handed batters throughout the game, not called strikes.
.95-mile-per-hour fastball. Evens count at 1-1. Biagini last year pitched at Double-A Richmond. 10-7 with a 2.42 ERA. 84 strikeouts, 34 walks, and 130 plus innings. That was as a starter. Come back toward the mound. Good enough to have the Blue Jays selected for the Rule 5 pick, and he gets the third out here in the 7th. We are headed to stretch time with Toronto up 6-2. A.J. Octor back out of the mound. Game 1 of a 3-game set. 6-game road trip. 3 here and 3 in Detroit. Encarnacion, Martin, and Tulowitzki. This is hit toward the second baseman Pennington in the shift. 1 down. Take a look at the Honda upcoming schedule. 6-game road trip. Wrap up these 2 games with Marco Estrada, Matt Shoemaker tomorrow night, to Jared Weaver and Jay Happ on Thursday night.
Well, when you think about what, if you were asked the question, what team leads the American League as far as ERA, not many people would say Toronto, but their pitching staff has been excellent. They lead the American League in ERA. Their starter's been very good. Shoemaker has been very good of late himself. Doing it last time out, threw the ball exceptionally well again.
This one down to straightaway center field. Chasing Trout back. Still moving back, and it's over his head. One hops the fence. Martin's on his way to second with a 1-out double. It's the 4th time that Martin has reached 3 hits, 2 singles, a walk, and now the double.
Fastball that was elevated, middle part of the plate. Trout back to the wall. Able to track that one down. One hops the center field wall. Martin's 14th double.
Tulowitzki 1 for 3, had an RBI double in the 5th. Good off-speed pitch. That'll leave it to count at a ball and a strike. Mentioned the Blue Jays at the start of the day, tied for first with the Boston Red Sox atop the American League East, 70-54 record. They will finish up the season facing each other at Fenway Park the last 3 games of the year.
Talk about potential for some runs scored in that series.
And a walk nowhere close. It's the 7th walk issued by Angels pitchers tonight. Skaggs had 5. Of those, 3 have scored. Up to 0 for 2. Had a sack fly his last plate appearance. Picked up his 9th RBI. That's with Toronto anyway. See his combined line down at the bottom there. 54 runs batted in between San Diego and here. Martin standing at second and Tulowitzki at first. 2 runs, 6 hits, 5 left on for the Angels. 6 runs, 9 hits, 5 left on for Toronto. Tyler Skaggs got the start tonight. 4 runs, all earned on 4 hits, 4 innings of work, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. Mike Moore gave up 2 runs in his 1 inning of relief. Achter's working his 2nd inning. Counting it's up at 2-2.
Think about Upton. He will be up there swinging. A couple pitches off the outside corner already in this sequence. It's chased. Those power numbers back for Melvin Upton have been pretty solid this year.
And that's driven out to center field. Trout's there. 2 down. Martin tags and will head to third. So 2 outs, 2 on, and here comes Kevin Pillar. Pillar tonight 1 for 3. He doubled and scored in the 4th. 28th double of the season.
And that's one of those mistake pitches by AJ Ochter when he's downstairs, whether it's his fastball or slider. Even changeup, very, very effective upstairs. It flattens out on him.
Two balls, 1 strike. The scores around Major League Baseball. Pittsburgh leading Houston 7-0. Baltimore over Washington 6-0. Boston leading Tampa Bay 2-1. That game's at the bottom of the 6th. Royals up 1-0 on Miami.
Boy, Kansas City looking to win their 9th game in a row, getting back into that wild card conversation.
West Coast games include Atlanta at Arizona, Cleveland at Oakland, Cubs at San Diego, the Yankees in Seattle, the Giants against the Dodgers. Count remains at 2-2. This was out to right. Cole's there. Almost dead in his tracks. Puts it away for the 3rd out. 7 complete. Halos trailing at 6-2.
Toronto, but find themselves down 6-2 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back. Kent French with you, and following the game is Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers, myself and Jose Mota. And guys, we might just do the post-game show from the WestJet flight deck here in center field. 2 years ago, this was a restaurant. It's been converted to a standing room only bar, capacity of about 3,000 people. All you need is a ticket stub to get in here. People get here about 2 hours early just to reserve a spot to watch the game. And a lot of staff members were telling me that even when there's a sellout here, there's still a lot of empty seats because everybody is out here at this bar. So I'm going to stay here for just a little while longer, guys.
Yeah, back when it was a restaurant, they said that that's where they were getting signs from, out of the restaurant at center field as Trout leads off the sitting. Who was it? Mark Burley, the White Sox?
I was convinced of it too because I gave up enough hits here. It had to be some other reason.
We got to send Frenchie on a mission there to see if he could figure that out. Can you figure that out for us? Are they
I'm
giving signs
trying.
to the offensive
Everybody
players?
just staring at me out here, though. There's a lot of folks, and for some reason they want to talk baseball, but then they want to talk hockey. So I can't figure this out right now. We must be in Toronto.
Look at them and just say, you know what? Ducks rule, Maple Leafs drool. I dare you to say that.
There's 3,000 people out here. Wow. I can't say that. I'm never going to get
You're wearing
back.
Ducks colors. Let's go.
I know.
Show me what you're made of.
What would Guy Bear say to you right now?
I had to represent.
All right, Frenchie, we appreciate it.
I got to go, fellas. Thanks for having me.
Good luck. We're counting on you.
Trout with his first hit of the night, on board for the 2nd time. He had drawn a walk back into 3rd. Biagini back on the mound. He came in and finished off the 7th. Getting cold, about to back to the mound. Albert 0 for 3. No doubt happy that R.A. Dickey's no longer in the game. still hitless in his career. Ball and a strike.
Albert looking to move past Mark McGwire in the all-time home run list. Thought he had a shot at that the other day at home. But Ellsbury brought back a would-be home run. Would have been home run number 584 for Albert Pujols. Big lead for Mike Trout.
Trout had a running jump. Easily picks up the stolen base.
And he's kind of going, and then a quick 3 or 4 steps before that throw is even getting close to the base. Picks up his 21st stolen base this season. Caught only twice. In scoring position for Albert.
Full count, 3-2. Nobody out, Crone on deck. Blue Jays with action in their bullpen. Joaquin Benoit. Albert grounds this from the left side. Donaldson gloves it, drops it, still picks it up, has plenty of time to throw out Albert for the first out. Trout remains at second.
Yeah, little bobble on the transfer here for Donaldson, showing some good range. Gets to that baseball, able to recover the baseball bounce right up for him to be able to throw across the diamond and get Albert at first base.
Crow tonight 0 for 3. Last time up, a fly ball to left. Fouls this one back. Pretty good numbers for a Rule 5 selection, isn't he? Big kid.
Great life on his fastball. You're able to throw 92, 97 range. You also have a slider, curve, and a changeup. And a big frame, big kid. While you look up, they're at the tops as far as ERA in the American League. They field the baseball well.
Trout took off, throw is high, and they still got him.
high throw, and Trout slide back. Is a little bit too far away from the base. Couldn't get the hand in there. See the tag quickly by Barney to be able to apply that. Getting picked off.
2 outs, nobody on. And a 1-2 count on Crone. Overthrown breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We've got another large, loud, festive crowd on a Tuesday night.
You mentioned that earlier, averaging over 40,000 a game here.
Full count. Like it was back in the day with Cito Gaston at the helm.
Yeah, this place used to be incredibly loud. It was loud last year, that's for sure. That run to the postseason.
They got the 4 million, right?
Yeah.
In attendance.
World champs in 92, 93.
3-2. Crone foul tips that one into the mitt. The Angels are done here in the 8th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 6-2 Toronto. In the first meeting of the year between these two ball clubs, in the bottom of the 8th inning, A.J. Octor back on the mound. He's got Saunders, Tolle, and Barney here in the 8th. 8-9 and 1. Michael Saunders, 3 ground ball outs, takes a strike. Octor's 3rd inning of relief. He's given up 3 hits. And has walked 1, but is not allowed to run as of yet. One.
This last 2 pitches, one high out of the strikes and that one well off the inside corner for Octor. Good off-speed pitch. Good adjustment. A lot of times as a pitcher, that's the best pitch to get you back in the rhythm, is an off-speed pitch after you overthrow some fastballs.
And Saunders pulls one down the right field line, and that is gone. A rocket off the bat of Michael Saunders makes it 7-2 Toronto.
21st home run, 50th RBI for Saunders. Yeah, and he got that pitch middle part of the plate. Lower spot in the strike zone. Anytime you throw a pitch that middle part of the plate against a guy with this type of power, you just got to hope he pulls it foul. He was able to keep that one fair. Second deck.
th home run hit by the Blue Jays this year. Totally fouls it back. If it's counted a ball and a strike. Totally 0 for 2. Sac fly back in the fourth. What a season for Michael Saunders.
It's one of those things, the product of a lineup you're around also. A lot of power throughout the lineup. All of a sudden you get in a situation, bottom part of the order, you're going to try to sneak some fastballs by some hitters. Saunders has made a lot of pitchers pay for that this year.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Saunders' previous high in home runs, 19. That was with the Mariners in 2012. Full count. Totally skies one on the left side. Coward backing up. 1 away. Hey, get your red on and join us on Saturday, September the 10th. Angels taking on the Rangers at 6:05 and enjoy a post-game fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. All you have to do is go to angels.com/promotions to get your tickets. C.J. Cron, Cliff Pennington, C.J. calling for it. 2 down.
Boy, they come up there hacking up and trying to drive the ball out. And you got to use that to your advantage when you're on the mound. You have an aggressive club that thinks in terms of driving everything out of the ballpark. That's when you got to be able to throw a breaking ball that first pitch, hit location with a fastball down and away early in counts.
Donaldson fouls it back.
Another one of those big swings right there.
Donaldson 1 for 2 tonight. Single and a couple of walks. Tried to stretch that single into a double. The 6th inning is thrown out by Buss. 0-2. Emergency hack and fouls it off.
Still a little bit too much of the plate there on an 0-2 pitch for Octor against Donaldson. He was late on a swing and was trying to put it in play.
This is pulled to the left side. Coward with a diving stop on a 1-hopper, throws out Donaldson, and we will head to the 9th. The Angels trailing at 7-2.
time to take a look at what's left in the tank, presented by 76. Got Feldman on in the game now for Toronto. Taking over to start. Game started by R.A. Dickey to begin with. Now Feldman in the game here in the ninth. ERA 3.71. Has pitched a little over 70 and a third. Very good strikeout to walk ratio, 14 walks, 52 punch-outs. He's a member of the Astros and the Toronto when they made a couple deals at the trade deadline to fortify their bullpen. Also a swing guy that can give you innings as a starter potentially for Toronto.
A couple of new defenders too for the Toronto Blue Jays. Justin Smoke takes over at first base. That's Ezekiel Carrera in right field. Feldman just one of many picked up by it seems like many picked up by Toronto. Simmons will take a strike.
Simmons had a real good game here tonight. 3 for 3, scored a run. So 3 career 4-hit games. We'd love to be able to add on right here.
Two on. Ground ball to short. One away.
Tulowitzki's really solidified that defense up the middle for the Jays.
Bunt. McBus is safe at first. Donaldson made it a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
That looked like it was a perfect bunt. But starting off the game with your first career home run, 2-run home run, and then laying down a bunt in the ninth. Got that foot in there just before the baseball goes into the glove of Smoke at first. Well played by Donaldson. Buss has done a little bit of everything in this game. First career home run, bunt single, picked up an outfield assist on a perfect throw in against Donaldson at second.
Caleb Coward tonight, 1 for 3. Single back in the second inning. On the corner. Osuna getting ready for Toronto in their bullpen. 28 saves this year. Three-one count. Buss on the move. The pitch is a strike. Nobody covering.
think that would be a stolen base.
Yeah.
First of the season for him.
They're calling. Coward bouncing this one over to second. Barney has it. 2 down. Bus ends up at third. Hey, follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat App. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Halos down to the last out here, and it's Carlos Perez coming up. 0 for 3. Two balls, no strikes. This is ground towards short. Tulowitzki has it on the first, and the Blue Jays take game 1 by the final of 7-2.
It would have came down to some very solid pitching once again for Toronto. Reason why they're leading the American League in ERA. R.A. Dickey, very good himself. Bullpen be able to finish it off. Some power numbers. Doing a home run by Saunders. Some very patient at bats for Toronto tonight to work some walks as Tyler Skaggs end up losing game now 1-3 on the season.
Halos drop the first meeting of the season between these two ball clubs by the final of 7-2. Stick around. Ken French and Jose Mota will break it all down for you on Angels Live postgame. That's coming up next.